Live here at the foot of Turkey Cock Mountain. We are live. This is American Times Publishing in the world headquarters of the Dixie Line Connection. Welcome. It is March 18th, 2023 at 8:49 p.m. I am Fat Bill and this is Fatv. You are tuned in. Come on in, man. Let's talk some bulldogs. Maybe we'll play some Name That Dog tonight. Maybe we'll auction something off. How about that, man? How about we have us an auction tonight? Tonight be a good night for an auction. Saturday night. Oh, it's Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. I got some money 'cause I just got paid. Woo! Where's everybody at? JD, what's going on, man? Man, I'm just fucking around. I am just fucking around, bro. What are you doing? Did you get your slippers yet? Did you get them slippers yet? Send me some pictures, man. Let's look at some bulldogs. I ain't doing shit, man. All I'm doing is just chilling out tonight. I had a couple people hit me up, ask me to jump online. I said, well, what the hell? I'll do it. And here I am. But I don't know where everybody's at. Hey, boy, what's going on, man? BB. BB's in the house. What's happening? How you been doing, buddy? You been doing all right? What's the word on the street? What y'all been up to today? Anybody go to that ADPR, APDR show? Chicken wing. William Torres and Dana. What's happening? Chicken wing. Chicken wing. Send me some pictures, man. Let's look at some pictures. Y'all want me to put some pictures up? I can do it now. I'll put some pictures up. Let's see here. What do I got? What do I got put up? I got a bunch of old pictures. Let's see here. Photos one. Photos one. Um, well, I like this picture here. That's one of my favorite pictures. Y'all ever seen this one? Well, that's a good picture. That is a good story that goes with that picture. So that's Black River Bart Schneider there on the end, and then Tri Valley Russ and Bobby Hall, and then that's me, and then Jeff Denny. Yeah. We were supposed to match that Storm Dog into that champion Shorty Dog that day, and they paid the forfeit. They come in a half pound light. Say, you saw Bart in Mississippi last month. How's he doing, man? I'm glad to hear he's alive, man. Somebody told me he had passed away. Yeah, somebody told me he had passed away, man. So Bart Schneider, Black River Kennels is still kicking. Arrowhead, what's going on, man? Ah, well, that's good, man. That's good. He still look the same. What's he look like now? Hell, that picture right there is 30 years old. Yeah, that picture right there is a good 30 years old. That picture's like 1993, 1994, maybe 94. Yeah, we were down there with the storm dog. See if I can find the dog we had with us. Let's see here. STORM. It's not a good picture. Let's try another one. Here we are with the dog that we had with us. We're on Bourbon Street down there in Louisiana. That was our dog, old Storm, 46-pound dog. He was a hell of a dog, man. I won two with him. I beat Cottingham's champion Snooty with him. Dog they had, it was a brother to that red man dog. I beat him, and then uh, I beat the Tant's champion Rambo with him. I went into David Tant with that dog. Beat David Tant in an hour and 55 minutes with him. Bulldog Jones, what's going on, man? Man, we just checking out that storm dog. Yeah, we just checking out that storm dog. That's the dog I had matched into into that Cardenas' shorty. But like I said, he's a hell of a dog. We ended up selling him. How's he bred? Let me get you his pedigree. Hang on a second. I'll pull his pedigree up for you. I'll have to. Let's see here. Storm's pedigree. Well, I need to find Stomper. There's Stomper. All right, now we look at his offspring. There should be a dog named Hugo. There he is. All right. Let me go to, and he's not on here, but I got his sister's pedigree. Yeah, yeah, I got his sister's pedigree. Let's see here. How do I do this? Here, window capture, window capture. Boom. There you go. There's how he's bred. Vinny, what's going on? There's his pedigree right there. So as you see, he was out of a son of my stomper dog, bred to, and really you can't see that pedigree, but that bottom side is like Jeep and Weenie. Let me move it over a little bit. There you go. You can see it a little better right there. Mike Dan, what's going on, brother? Yeah, there's the last two generations on him. Can't see it, it's blurry. Hell, you can see it. Well it up. Yeah, Eli Monster, what are you doing, man? Can you see it now? Yeah. Yeah, so you see, as you can see, the top side that's bred a lot like Arpeggio. I use that slag stuff as a quarter out. You see that, Mike Dan? See how I use that slag stuff as a quarter out on the top side up there? That's pretty sweet, huh? Let me pull his pedigree up. Let's see. There we go. There you go. Check that out. The dog bit him 3 times. That's crazy, man. There you go. See, now that's the pedigree of the father of the dog. And as you can see, it was a closed breeding. It's Stomper. So it's bred a whole lot like Morgan's bred. If you look at that pedigree right there, it's the same type of breeding. We just use that slag dog as a quarter out. We just used a quarter honey bunch. It's a pretty sweet breeding, man, when you look at it. Hmm. So what's going on, Terrence? Terrence Carter, one of our new members. What's happening, Terrence? Let me take this pedigree down. Here we go. Move that over there. Yes, Carter, what's going on, man? Man, I'm just hanging out. I wasn't doing nothing. And then Eli Monster asked me to get online. Yeah, what old dog men were there, man? What dog men were at the show? Anybody get any pictures? Did your buddy take any pictures at the show? 903 Bulldog done joined up. We got a new member. All right, 903 Bulldog. You got your wrench, buddy. I sure do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hang on a second. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I got it. Down there. Lord Almighty. Let's see here. All right, we got one from BB here. Let me go to my downloads for today. All right, man, we got a nice little pup here from, and let me put the pedigree up for you. All right, Charles, I tried to call you back today. Did you see where I tried to call you back? So, BB, tell us about your puppy, man. Tell us about your puppy. Where'd you get it from, man? Who sold it to you? Let's see here. So, this puppy is bred out of, name of the puppy is Red Penny, and the puppy is bred out of Champion Bama Lines Red Man on the top, and it's Voodoo and White Oaks Midnight Jack on the bottom. And let's see here. Oh, I go back to my old friend Ronnie Squires. I hadn't seen that name in years, man. Old Ronnie Squires, old little red boy dog. Gary Sowles. Well, it's a good looking little pup, man. Got some nice bone to it. Yeah. Okay, Charles. Yeah, hit me up tomorrow, man. Hit me up tomorrow. Oh, JD doesn't send us one in. Well, it's a good looking pup, man. When you see old Ronnie Squires in there, man, you know you got you some good breeding now. I like old Ronnie Squires. Good dog, man. He used to be my transporter years ago. He did all my transporting back when I used to move some dogs around. Old Ronnie Squires, that was my man. Squires Pet Transport. All right, we got another picture in here from JD. JD, you got the pedigree on your dog? Say you got four of them? Say you got your four of them bred like that, huh, BB? Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a good looking pup. It's got some good structure to it. I like the bone. I like the shape of the head. Got some big old shoulders on it. It's just a good looking puppy, man. Healthy, nice and fat, like a puppy's supposed to be. You know, I like my puppies fat, man. I like a big old fat puppy. Yeah, I want a fat puppy, man. Let's see here. We want to go here, here, here. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, man, I'm gonna send you the ped to the other two. No, it was in '97. Double bred bingo through the Grunt Dog Mountain Man had got him straight from Leicester in '96. Oh, that's your dog, JD? Hang on a minute, JD. Let me put your dog up. There you go. Tell us about him now, JD. There you go. Say he come right from Lester Hughes. Irish Patty, what's up, man? So you made it through St. Patrick's Day? So you made it through St. Patrick's Day. Woo, woo, woo. Say now, this dog come right from Lester Hughes. It's from 97. Double bred bingo through the grunt dog. Mountain Man had got him from Lester in 96. So that's a double bred bingo dog. That's an old picture right there. That picture there is almost 30 years old. Wow. That's a good one, man. Thanks. You don't happen to remember the dog's name, do you? Oh, Patty made it through his pub crawl. That's good. Did your hat get there? Did your hat make it on time? The thing had to go all the way to Canada. It would cost me $25 to ship that damn thing. Oh yeah, that would make a good t-shirt, chicken wing. Send me that picture, man. Send me that picture, chicken wing. Well, I'll tell you what now, I got some good pictures for a show that I got coming up. I'm I'm doing a show about Rancherita kennels, right? And okay. Yeah, I'm doing a show about Rancherita kennels. And man, I got a whole bunch of pictures that they sent me for the show. And here, I'll show you one. I'll show you one of them. Let's see here. I don't know what dogs these are because they're gonna like say who they are during the interview. Like here's one. Wait a minute. Download that one. And I'll download that one. Download that one. All right, let's see if that works. Yeah, it's gonna be a good show, man. We get to learn about Rancherita kennels because I don't really know a whole lot about them. I don't know a whole lot about Little Gator and all that stuff. I mean, you guys know a whole lot about that stuff? Like, here's one of the pictures for the show. And I think this is Black Angel. BMW Kennels Black Angel. Yeah. Did you send it to me, Chicken Wing? Yeah, that's that Black Angel dog. I don't think many people have seen pictures of him before. Hell yeah, man. I just got a picture in. This is a good one. This has got Bill Polite in it, Weldon Stockton, Bennett Clayton, Cecil Pond. This is a good picture here. Jim, what's going on, man? Jim, what's the word, brother? There you go. There's old now that's that picture there, that's Bill Polite, and then Weldon Stockton. That's Weldon Stockton with the beard and the blue hat. And that's Bennett Clayton with the red shirt on and the red hat. And I don't know who the guy in the sport coat is. I guess that's Cecil Pond over there in the sport coat with the leather jacket on. That's Cecil Pond. I don't think I ever met Cecil Pond. Oh man, I heard that, Brad. Say they fussing? Are they fussing, Brad? Oh man, what you talking about? That little group right there had their hands on some bulldogs. Dude, yeah. Yeah, that's a killer picture right there, man. Oh man, oh man. Let's see here. This is number 5. All right. So what else is going on, fellas? What else y'all up to? You got to do that shutdown. You start on that shutdown in 4 days. Old Jeff got to go back to work. Man, I wish I could go back to work. I wish I had a damn job. I need a job. Somebody hire me doing something. Brad, hit the super chat. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all hit that super chat. Woo woo! Support your local Fat TV. Yeah, that's right. Support your local Fat TV. Hit that super chat. Hit that super chat. Make sure you hit the like button too. Y'all been a little light on that like button lately. That like button been getting tortured, man. Brad with the super chat. Woo woo! Let's see what else I got here. What else we got here? Anybody else sent anything in? Oh, BB sent in a couple more. Say you got a Catahoula Bulldog from the Mexican bloodline? Well, send us a picture of it, Chief Roland. We want to look at it, man. Let's see what it looks like. Appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you, buddy. Y'all be sure you hit that like button. What's some dogs that didn't get bred enough, in my opinion? Hey, that's a good one right there, man. Well, we were talking about him just the other day. I think that Long's weirdo didn't get bred enough. I think he was a real good producer. Didn't get bred enough. And then, of course, there were dogs that died young that didn't get bred enough. You know, dogs like that Tyrone dog. He didn't get bred. Oh, all right, Irish Patty with the super chat. Thank you very much, Irish Patty. Woo! Brad, and Irish Patty. Man, God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Thank you very much. Um, but I think those were two. I think that was one that was definitely underbred. Um, um, Dogs from my bloodline that got underbred. Um, certain dogs. That Grand Champion Bow dog probably didn't get bred enough. Um, I mean, I think he was only bred 5 or 6 times before he was sold to overseas, and that was a dog that didn't get bred near enough. Um, uh, Champion Huckleberry. Um, hey, did you see where that javelina broke a dude's leg the other day? Did you see where a guy was hunting javelinas and a javelina attacked him and broke his leg? The javelinas are mean, man. They'll get you. Yeah, yeah, that Huckleberry didn't get bred enough. Let's see here. I got another one. Jacques Mason with the super chat. God bless you, Jacques. Thank you, Jacques. God bless you, man. God bless you. Yeah, man. Let's see here. We got another picture from BB. He done sent one in of another one of them pups. There we go. Another one of them puppies. And let me put the pedigree up for you. There's the pedigree on that puppy. And like BB was saying, they're a lot bigger and a lot older. Word first, Fat Bill, have you ever seen or had a bulldog with devastating claws so bad that you almost didn't want them to itch even once? If so, what did you do for it? Devastating claws? I don't understand what you mean. You didn't even want them to itch even once. If so, what did you do for it? I mean, you got to keep your nails trimmed, like by walking them on pavement or that when they're running, when you're working them, or actually take a pair of clippers and clip their nails. But you don't want them to have like claws, like where they got big long nails where their claws on their feet. That ain't healthy, man. That's like a horse having hooves too big, you know? You know how like a horse will get big long hooves? No, Rolling Hills didn't own Champion Bow. He was owned by Jeff Denny. He was owned by Jeff Denny. Rolling Hills owned his Grand Champion Bow. His Grand Champion Bow. Um, Rolling Hills owned Champion Taz, his father. His father. His father. Let me check my email. Did y'all see the pedigree on that puppy? Did y'all check the pedigree out on that puppy? Let me take a look at the pedigree on this puppy chicken wing. And then all right, it's more of the Sally blood. And it's bred off of the Buddy Dog and Cajun Red on top. And it's another one of them voodoo bred dogs, handicap. It looks like an handicap dog. Yeah, BB, that dog looks like a handicap dog. All righty here. Fat Bill, have you ever seen a bulldog with devastating claws? Javelinas, aren't they pigs? They are little pigs. Yeah, man, they're like little small pigs. Hang on a second, I got email. Trying to find it here. Oh, mail. I don't see it, man. Oh, there it is. Even when they still have a good amount of claws left or nails. but they're just devastating. I never had one like that, man. I never had a, I never had one like that. Oh yeah, man, that's Maurice's old ad. You know, he had the back cover of the Journal and the Pit Dog Report, and he'd run that ad on the back of them magazines. I mean, right up till the day he died, he had the back of the magazine, had the back of the Journal, and he would post a list of all his winners. Hang on a second here. Let's put this up. There you go. It's kind of blurry, but it was blurry when I got it. It's you got to kind of look at it to read them. Yeah, make a good T-shirt. Make a great T-shirt. Hmm. Oh yeah, they make a killer T-shirt. The Silver Fox, man, the Silver Fox. Yeah, man. Appreciate that chicken wing. There you go. That was pretty cool looking screen. Yeah, man, that's pretty cool right there. Yeah, some dude got his leg broke um, by a javelina. I mean, it was in the news like today, man. Um, some dude got his leg broke. Did y'all see it? Let's see if I can find the article. See if I can find the article. Damn javelina. Yeah, there it is. Tucson dog walker suffers broken leg in javelina attack. Yeah, Tucson dog walker suffers javelina attack. Gets his leg broken, man. Fucking javelinas, man. They're mean. See if I can bring this article up. There you go. Oh, let's see here. There's your little javelina. Tucson dog walker. Wait a minute. There's your little javelina. I got too much crap on my screen here. There we go. There we go. Now I can roll through it. Yeah, beautiful little animal. Yeah, yeah. Javelinas are a common sight around the Tucson area, but turn and walk away as soon as possible if encountering them while walking a dog, state wildlife officials say. Look at that. Tucson dog walker, age 58, suffered a broken leg when a javelina charged. Blindsided attacked him occurred at 7 a.m. Javelina thinks that dogs are coyotes and defend themselves against the perceived predators. Victims get hurt when defending their dogs. Oh, in September, 2 people were bitten by javelinas. There's a whole pack of them. There's a whole pack of javelinas, man. Now you telling me a bulldog? Yeah, man, you telling me a bulldog couldn't take care of them little 5 little pigs? A real bulldog? Ozzy was the man. Yeah, I like me some Ozzy now. Yeah, I like me some Ozzy. Ozzy was the man, ain't no doubt about it. Little old javelinas, man. Little Maurice now. You know, those people they try to down on Maurice. But I'm gonna tell you what. Here's the question. If you could go today and get one dog, I'm gonna give you a question. I want y'all to answer it, okay? If you could go today and get one dog, just one dog, okay, and you could get it from Maurice Carver or you could get it from Ed Crenshaw, who would you go get a dog from? You can only get one. Who would you go get the dog from? Carver or Ed Crenshaw? That's my question for today. Would you go get the dog from Carver or Ed Crenshaw? 614 Tree. Jermaine Hunter with a Carver. That's right. Mike Dan with Carver. Man, wouldn't nobody go out there and you can only get one. You can only get one. Oh, you mail me some pictures? Hang on a second. Okay, I got him, Irish Patty. I got Carver, man. Man, anybody that ever got a dog from Carver, it was magic. And if you were lucky enough to get you a dog from Carver, that's as close as you were going to get to getting a dog from Tudor. Oh, yeah, that's a good one right there, Patty. That's a good one. Mike Dan with the super chat. Woo! Thank you, Mike Dan. Thank you, Mike Dan. Appreciate that, brother. God bless you, man. God bless you, Mike Dan. Woo! Mike Dan the man. Mike Dan the man with the super chat. Mike Dan the man with the super chat. Yeah. Oh man, I'd have loved to got me a dog from Carver. Shit. All right. Let's see what we got here. We got some more of these Carver covers here. Um, See, when you try to make it the right size to fit the screen, you can't read it. I'm going to do it like this. What you do is read the top of it first. This is Carver's ad on the back of the journal. And it says on there, you read it, it says, the outstanding achievement of these dogs have been winning over 80% in the last 25 years, all a matter of record. You can be sure of acquiring the same dogs I have open to match at all times. I will not be responsible for advertised or sold under my name, except those ordered direct from me. I've just started selling dogs the last 3.5 years. The following are some of dogs from my kennel. Check that out. Oh yeah, man. I went to Mexico. I went to Mexico 3 different times. Yeah, I've been to Mexico. I'm not a big fan of Mexico, man. Too complicated. We're getting close, man. We just hit 70 the other day. Yeah, we just hit 70 the other day, Jeff. We got 70 members. We're 30 away. We just need 30 more members. And the contest of 100 will happen. It's gonna be badass too, man. Oh yeah, I've been to Mexico. You ever been down there, Eli? Did you ever make it down there? Oh yeah, he's fine, man. He's fine. His back was bothering him, man. His back was fucked up. Yeah, his back was fucked up. So he didn't feel like driving 8 hours to go down there to that show. That's why I didn't go, because he didn't go. I was like, well, shit, if he ain't going, I ain't going. Yeah. Let's see if I got that other picture downloaded. See if that one downloaded for me. Sent me a cool cover. There it is. This one's pretty cool. This is when he passed away. And it says right there, on November 23rd, 1979, the Pit Dog Fraternity lost its number one breeder, conditioner, handler, promoter, and all around pit dog fancier. He was 63 years old. In future generations, when dogmen look at old pedigrees and they see Carver's name, they can be assured it was a first class dog. Maurice was first class all the way. Let's see here. We'd go to Mexico at least twice a month back in the day. You damn right, Wolfie. So people will buy a dog if it's good, even if the pedigree is wrong, but won't breed to a grand champion like Grand Champion 35 because they don't know his pedigree. That's wild to me. You have an extra copy of that, Bill? No, man, that's not mine. Patty's journal. That ain't mine. That's Irish Patty's. That's from Irish Patty's collection. Now I can send you that picture. Yeah, yeah. We used to go down there and get hammered, man. We go down there and get drunk, drinking that beer, smoking that weed, fucking them hookers. Get that young pussy down there, man. That clean pussy. Oh yeah. That's one good thing about Mexico is the whorehouses. I like that. Yes, sir. Y'all got whorehouses up there on the East Coast? They got them in Mexico. Yeah, man. Yeah. Go down there to Boys Town. Yeah, look for the bubbles. That's right. Put a Coca-Cola on, man. Get you one of them little small Coca-Colas. If it comes out back out looking like one of those like a comes out all frothy and shit, you don't fuck with it. Chicken wing. Chicken wing. Twin, what's going on, twin? What's happening, man? Yeah, Darren. That's what I'm talking about. Drinking some beer and raising some hell. You get some damn pills. Back then, man, we could go to the pharmacies down there and you could just get whatever pills you wanted, you know. You just had to know what you were talking about when you went in. Tell them what you want. Sometimes you had to go to the dentist, act like you had a sore tooth. Dentist would write you a script for painkillers, man. You go over there and get all the painkillers you wanted. Hell yeah, man. Well, it tasted better, Eli. The Coca Cola tasted better. Oh, man, we had a blast down there, brother. Yeah. Yeah, the Coca-Cola tasted better than the peroxide. Yum yum for the Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. And back in the old days, man. I got pictures of me down there in Mexico. Let's see where some Mexico pictures are. Mm. I'll find some Mexico pictures here. Eh, I can't put my hands on any right now, but I will. I'll look for some. See if I can't locate some. Tijuana 1981 was a dream of a lifetime for me. So you had a good time down there in 81, huh? What were you doing down there in 81, man? Did you go to a show? Eli, you go through the pharmacy first, pick up some penicillin and codeine, then hit the bars in the whorehouse. That's right, Wolfie. Wolfie knows how to do it. Oh man. Man, it sounded like you had a good time when you were down there. Let's see what I got here. We made t-shirts out of this one year. And this makes a great T-shirt. This is Carver's old business card with his old phone number on it. The old 6-digit phone number. I'm a recovered opioid addict, 15 years clean, but pussy I'm still addicted to. I heard that going hard. Yeah, now that's a good T-shirt right there. Put Carver's business card on the front, and then put that list of all them dogs on the back. Would be cool, man. Put like the business card over where the like where your shirt pocket goes, and then put that list on the back. And that'd be a badass T-shirt, man. Luciano, what's up, Luciano? How you doing, buddy? What's going on, man? Sign up. Yeah, that'd be a bad shirt, man. Right. Getting it done, man. Charles, maybe I could get your info from Bill. Oh, sure, man. I'd be glad to pass it on to you, man. Just hit me up. Let's see here. Hey, Irish Patty, check your email, man. Check your email, Patty. I sent you his phone number on your email. Then you can text him. Yeah, man. Just send him an email. I mean, send him a text, and he'll send you his address. I sent you his phone number. That's real cool, man. Oh yeah, Carver definitely had that magic, man. And there were other guys that had that magic. There were other guys that you know, the man that we're going to do the story on coming up here, Jerry Wiseman. He had that magic. I mean, with just 2 stud dogs, he produced 7 champions. He got 4 champions off a little gator, and he had another dog he was working with when he passed away that he had gotten 3 champions off of. Dickie Foster with the super chat. Woo! Dickie Foster with the super chat, man. Y'all, I really appreciate them super chats. The Servant David Show. What's going on, man? Chainsaw P, what's happening, man? Man, I really appreciate the super chat. God bless you, Dickie. God bless you. God bless you, man. Thank you very much. Them super chats mean a lot to old Fat Bill. Woo, woo. Super chat. Super chat. What's up, Dickie? How you getting along, buddy? You doing all right, Dickie? Did you go to Richmond today? Did you have a nice time? Oh, man, you're welcome. Thank you, man. Thank you. I sure do appreciate it. No, man, thank you. God bless y'all, man. You don't know how much it means to me. Oh, yeah. All righty. So, what dog, what dog do you think Carver bred? Now, we're talking about the Carver bred that was the most influential today. What dog do you think Carver bred? Now, and we're going to go on the papers that we see. My pick would be Honey Bunch. I think Honey Bunch is probably the most influential dog that Carver sold, that came from his yard, that he bred. I would have to say Honey Bunch. Yeah, I believe Eddie Klaus bred Bolio, but Carver, he come from Carver. Carver had him as a puppy, and he sent him to Norman Hooton to be raised. Um, Norman Hooton actually raised him. So so who would you say would be what other dogs that are influential today that people are still breeding today that are out of the Carver line? Yeah, yeah, still has an impact today. How about Boomerang? What about old Boomerang? Arch Missy, yeah. Arch Missy, yeah. Definitely Arch Missy. Arch Missy's a good one. Eli Monster. You make me laugh sometimes, man. Make me laugh. Where's old Hemmy at? Hemmy, come out and play, man. I know you can't be working on Sunday, brother. Come on out and play, man. Where's Hemmy James? Hemmy James, come out and play. Yay. Famous car with the big 20. Woo! Thank you very much, man. God bless you, brother. God bless you. Peace, everyone. I just pulled over driving to say I love going to Boys Town, tequila, fresh tacos with rabbit meat, and the women. Truck driving back in the good old days. Man, what you talking about? Woo! Man, oh man. Thank you, Prentice. God bless you, brother. God bless you. God bless you. Drive careful now. Drive careful now. God bless you, Prentice. Prentice. Yeah, where's old Henny at, man? Prentice, good guy, man. He knows a lot about these bulldogs. Smart dude, smart dude. Very smart. Old popcorn, fine, man. Don't worry about old popcorn. Popcorn over there playing with his goats and chickens, man. Trying to figure out how to pay them bills. Well, I guess he done went to go work for the prison, didn't he? Didn't he get him a job working at the prison as a prison guard? Did he quit drinking? He quit smoking pot. Yeah. Popcorn Sutton. Salute Popcorn Sutton. Where's old Popcorn at, man? Woo! Where's Provocative Bully at, man? I ain't seen him in a while. Ain't seen no Provocative Bully. He ain't been around in a while. Yeah. Yeah, man. He had to go get a job. He had to go get a job. He's working. All right, name that dog. Name that dog. Who can name that dog? Name that dog. Name that dog. Who she look like, Brad? You know it. You know it. Hey, Brad, who's she look like? Who's that bitch look like, Brad? Brad, send me a picture of that witted dog you got. Yeah, they look like twins, man. You know it, man. No, no, that's Black Widow, man. She looks kind of like that Hope dog. Now the catfish, Lewis's Hope. She looks a little like Lewis's Hope, but now that's Carver's Black Widow or Tudor's Black Widow. That's right. That's old Black Widow, man. Everybody's got this bitch in your pedigree. I don't care if you're running Bolio stuff, if you're running Carver, if you're running Boomerang, if you're running Snooty, if you're running Eli. Everybody got this bitch in your pedigree, man. If you're running Honey Bunch, Honey Bunch's mother was a double granddaughter of Black Widow. Her sister was a good looking dog. She had a sister named Greenwood's Granny, big red bitch. Did you know that? That Carver's Black Widow had a red sister named Greenwood's Granny. All right. Martinez, we didn't go. Snake Man wasn't judging, so we're going to the one in Charlotte. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't go, man. I didn't feel like going. Never met Jim Usselton, man. Never met him. Uh-uh. No. How about you, Darren? Did you get to meet him? He sure had some good dogs. Yeah, what you talking about? Breathe underwater. Let me see what I can find here. Let me see what we got. Let me see what we got. Mike Dan, what'd you eat for dinner tonight, man? Oh yeah, man. We'll be at the North Carolina show. We're coming down there in force. Crockett's coming with us. Dickie's coming with us. Kelly's going. There's a whole bunch of us going down there. We're gonna have a good time at the North Carolina show. April 1st, Charlotte, North Carolina. There'll be a whole crowd of us down there. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go, man. I'm gonna go. Cool, man. Well, you get a chance sometime, take pictures of those pictures or scan them or something and send them to us and share them. Share them on the show, man. Oh yeah, man. We'll come pick you up, Eli Monster, and take you with us, man. No, but if you get here to the house, we'll take you from the house. You get here by 6 o'clock, April Fool's Day. We'll take you. But don't be here at 6:05, or it'll be April Fool's Day on your ass. You will be left behind. Oh yeah, family gonna be deep down there in Charlotte. Plus, um, um, the show is put on by a friend of mine, Joseph. A buddy of mine is the president of the club down there that puts the show on. Oh yeah, yeah. We won't ever hit 95, man. We take 85. We take 85 down to Charlotte, and it's right there by Carowinds is where it's at. It's right there, like right beside Carowinds. I mean, that's where we're going is to Carowinds Amusement Park. The dog show place is a block from the roller coaster. You can see all that shit from the from the dog show park. Oh yeah. Hmm. All right. Let's see what I got here. Let's see what I got here. Oh man, that's a good picture right there. Now I like this picture here. I like this old picture. He got shot at the Red River show in the leg by Clayton. They had a disagreement. Oh, Jim Usselton was the one that got shot. I read about somebody getting shot at that show, but I never knew who it was. So Jim Usselton got shot in the leg at the Red River show. Yeah, man, that's old Maurice working the dog on the turntable. Got that boy getting it, man. A boy named Bull told Bennett that Jim was going to shoot him, so Bennett shot him first. The turntable is like a treadmill or it's really kind of like a cross between the treadmill and the Jenny, you know? That's really what it is. It's like merging the treadmill and the Jenny together because instead of the dog running straight ahead, they're kind of running at an angle, and you can run them one direction, then you can run them the other and work both sides of the dog like you can on a Jenny. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Um, they also can get bigger strides, on a turntable, like they can on a Jenny, where they can open up more. You know, but the turntables is a really really good thing. I wouldn't say that it builds more muscle, but it's just an excellent way to work a dog. Uh, it's quiet. Um, it works the whole dog. Um, it's safe. It's a great surface to work the dog on. Most of the time they're covered in some type of material, like a cloth material. So it's a safe surface to run your dog on. Um, just a good machine. They're really good. Oh yeah, they're big, man. They're big. You need some kind of lightweight center axle. Yeah, a big wire spool might be a good place to start. And then run an axle down through the middle of the spool. That's not a bad idea. Get you one of them big spools, big wire spool, and use that as a base. Start with that. You can put your turning gear through the hole on there and then build off the top of that. That's a good idea. Yeah. hmm Reeve Smith, what's happening? What's happening? What is going on, Reeve? We're sitting here looking at pictures of Carver and talking dogs and we're actually talking about turntables right now. Yeah, we're talking about turntables. Let's see what else I got. Putting all this Carver stuff up. Do, 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 do. Let's see. Frank's Fitzwater was behind the Cat Mill bill. Oh yeah, I don't know if Frank Fitzwater was behind the cat mill. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Frank Fitzwater was behind the cat mill. I mean, the cat mill is really it's a jenny is what it's called. It's named after a female mule because what they do is they put a female mule on one end of it, they put a horse on the other, and somebody started using them for dogs. I don't know if it was Frank Fitzwater. Might have been. Do, 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 do. Let's see here. What do we got? Eli, a record might be the best way. You got on here, you would have to hire someone. But we never learned. Just wasn't for me, I figured out. Huh. Oh man, I know the feeling, brother. Mayhem, I know the feeling. It sucks letting them go, man. Sucks letting them go, but you can't keep them all. You can't keep them all, man. No, you can't keep them all. Hmm. Uh, and then sometimes you put them out with people hoping the shit'll work out and it don't work out. That sucks. But, you know, later my people in the chat gonna go call with the wifey. Oh man. All right, Charles. We'll see you later, man. Yeah, man. Shoot, when I do let them out, man, I let them go to my buddies, man. All right, Charles. We'll see you later, buddy. You have a good one. You have a good one, Charles. All righty, man. Well, what else y'all want to talk about? We got any more pictures? Don't have no more pictures. Don't have no more pictures. I guess I got to come up with a picture, huh? Well, let me see what I got. Let me see what I got here. For that drawing of Honey Bunch. Got a good drawing of her. Let's see here. There we go. Nice. No. It's amazing. These bitches, they really seem to produce when they're younger because how many people you worked with in conditioned on one dog? How many people you worked with in conditioned on one dog? I don't understand that. What do you mean? How many people you worked with in conditioned on one dog? Now, I've had dogs in the past, like, well, take Grand Champion Bo, for example. He was conditioned by three different people for his first four matches. Oh, my team, man, most of the time it would just be one person working the dog. Yeah, it'd just be one person. Like you take your dog and work it, I'll take my dog and work it. Oh yeah, yeah. I understand. Yeah, man, it would just be one person working the one dog. Yeah. Yeah, it'd just be one person working one dog. Like, the Dixieline Connection, we might have like five people, but each person would work their own dog. So you didn't have like three people working one dog. But there she is, old champion Honey Bunch, the most impactful female of all time. And shit, she's in all my pedigrees. If you got Bolero in your pedigree, you got Honey Bunch in your pedigree because Bolero was a great granddaughter of Honey Bunch. And Two Eyes had Honey Bunch in his pedigree a couple times, two, three times. I hear you, Rodney. I hear you. Oh no, man. Now, if I was out of town or something, I might have had somebody walk her for me while I was gone. But I didn't have multiple people work Bolero. I worked Bolero myself. But like, say if I was out of town or something, and you were one of my boys, you might have hand walked her for me. You might have done some work for me while I was out of town. But but didn't nobody condition my dogs. Picture of it don't matter. Best looking dog I've ever seen. I got a good photograph of her. You know, drawn kind of ain't really the dog, is it? You know, there's a good photo. Jock Mason. Yeah, man. Just had him hand walking her while I was gone. All right, I'm almost done with these. I've been burning a while we've been talking. I've been burning a set of these Mayfield DVDs, and in such a way as in such a way as I got one more to go. We're done. Let's see here. Eli Monster Honey Bunch has structure, drive, bloodline, and everything she needs. Wonder how strong Honey Bunch was. These dogs I'm supposed to shape just like Honey Bunch. She looks strong to me. Let me see what you got, Elon. Let me see what you got, Mayhem. Let's see here. Come on, computer. You're supposed to work faster than that. You're supposed to work as fast as I click. There you go. Now there's Mayhem's dog. Mayhem. Mayhem. Tell us about your pup, man. Sure looks healthy. Good looking pup. Is that a honey bunch dog? Oh, I'd have took Bully Son out of the two, man. He was a way better producer than Eli Jr. Yeah, I'd have took Bully Son out of the two. He produced his ass off. He was hardly bred. They hardly bred the dog, and he produced a ton of good dogs. And his bloodline is still being used today heavily. So I believe and that's just in retrospect. Now, if it was at the time and I didn't know how Bully Son was going to be as a producer, I would have picked Eli Jr. You know, um, because Bully Son quit. But in retrospect, I would pick Bully Son over Eli Jr. all day long, man. Oh man, my back is hurting. Bully Son, what's going on, man? Dude, man, I've known Rasta Man since I was in high school, man. Yeah, I've known him since I was in high school. Yeah, no Dr. Doolittle tonight. Hey, hey, no Dr. Doolittle tonight. Was that the Titan and Hurricane match? Hang on, I don't remember that one. Was I there? I don't even remember them dogs' names, man. Mayhem, 6 months old, huh? He looks like he's trouble, boy. He got them mischievous eyes. Looks like he's ready to pounce on something, like a big old cat. Yeah, look like a big old cat. Oh, here we go. Somebody done sent in a picture of a honey bunch dog. All right, I got a good looking honey bunch dog just come in the door. I mean, good looking dog. Hang on a second here. Here's the pedigree on Mayhem's dog. Let's check the pedigree out. Oh, that's the rifle puppy. That's the rifle pup. Oh man, that's our boy. We've been watching him grow up. He's out on the chain now, huh? Supreme Excellence. Yeah, sure. I'll get you in touch with him. You just get in touch with me so that I can give him your number. Send me your phone number to my email address, and I'll get you. I'll get you in touch with him. Where are you at, Supreme Excellence? Yeah, I can tell you done kicked him out of the house, man. All right, Supreme, that sounds good, man. That sounds good to me. All right, we got a picture of a honey bunch dog here that we'll put up in a minute after we finish looking at this Stan the Man puppy. Y'all want to see his pedigree, or do you want me to just, or did y'all click on it? Northwest Indiana. Okay, that dog is all the way down there in fucking New Orleans, man. He's all the way in southern Louisiana. He sure is. You don't have a drive. Yeah. Yeah, it done got kicked out of the house, man. Oh, Bourbon Cap, man. What do you call him? You don't call him Bourbon Cap, do you? What do you call him? Just Cap? You just call him Cap? What's his name? Okay, that sounds good to me, Supreme. That sounds good to me. Yeah, yeah, that sounds good to me, man. We'll get you lined up with him. Oh, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, man. You get up, you get off your ass and drive. Oh yeah, man. He's a good looking pup. Let's put his pedigree up, man. Let's see here. How do I do that? Window capture. Look at the front half of it. Try to make it where you can read it. So as you can see, he's a double great grandson of Stan the Man. Oh man, doesn't got a hold of a bird, huh? If you look here in the back, you'll see this short time blood, and right there, Morgan's voodoo. That's all Andy Cap blood right there. Let me show you. That's all Andy Cap blood right there. Yeah.
Something different here. I'm going to try to video my letters, such as letters to people like you, where I do quite a bit of writing with, and see if I can kind of change up and see how it works out. You know, it takes so much time when you sit down and write, and then you've got to spend more time going and getting copies made and I'm going to try this way, make it be better, keep record this way by writing that I do to different people and the things that I put in print. But uh, it's something in the way of records. This is the way I can keep a copy of everything that I tell you this, and then uh, put it on another tape in the way of it'll hold more hours, in other words, than what I send you. But this is something you're going to have to find out. That's in the game in such a way as taking records. This is Pat's calling me a CIA or whatever there by doing it this way. But this is something I've did for years. And when you deal with dog people, gang dog people especially, find out that it's best to really keep records of everything you say and do in between the two of you. And keep as many records as you can on the other person also that you're dealing with. This will really enlighten you in things that really come in handy on down the line, years later when there's a dispute or it just is more or less it's a library of accumulation of things that you'll prize pretty good. In other words, like all my letters that I have and all my tape recordings that I have, my audio tapes, and all of that stuff. I mean, I prize it real high. I wouldn't part with it for nothing. It's it's just like collecting pictures of the game and collecting things, whatever. It's a library of stuff that is it really builds up and I should take this camera and just show you someday the boxes and the trunks and the filing cabinets and what all that I've got just absolutely full of that stuff. Now, I'm going to read you, I'm not going to send you the letter that I wrote to you that I was telling you on the other video. I'm going to send you a copy of the story that I wrote. I haven't had a chance to get that done yet.
In this video, he's talking directly to me. This is a video that he made talking directly to me.
Way of keeping records and it'd be a lot easier for me. Uh, I'm going to read you a letter that I wrote to Pat Patrick too, and let you take it from there in a sense of being able to understand, what's the deal between Pat and I. I got your letter Saturday. This is Monday today. I got your letter Saturday, and I read it, and I thought I might answer it here on this video. You, I'm sure you've got a copy of it. If you haven't, you should have. Uh, you start out calling me your co-editor. Well, I don't really think so. Uh, but I appreciate the thought.
Yeah, this is Mayfield.
Family friend, a way of trying to help you get done something that you're trying to do. I'm trying to help you out with some things that I know about because I've been in the area of editor and co-editors and what all. I've been in that area to the part of where that I have an understanding of it, and I'm going to try to point you in the different directions that you can make that magazine become number one face of the game in a way of where I'm really out to kind of organize the game in such a way and organize the people in such a way as they'll more have a base to feed off of. And I'd like to see your magazine more or less be that base. Because it's impossible to work with someone like Jack Kelly, Ralph Greenwood, and a number of the different editors that we've had. It's impossible for someone like me to do that, to work with them. But I, I, I like to work with you in such a way as you're more of a beginner and you've got more gung ho in you and you're more striving to get to the place where they're at in such a way as that base. And you're a much easier person to deal with as to where people like Jack Kelly and them, they have the age and they've gone through the era of playing their style. In other words, they're pretty well set in their ways. Like I told you, man, Jack Kelly is shrewd, very shrewd man that has the value of truth in such a way as he don't give a darn about no one in this game. He doesn't care about the game. All he sees is dollar bills for Jack. And Rap Greenwood was the same way. And a number of people was. But you say in your letter here that I got what I wanted. Uh, Patrick's coming at me like no one has before in print. Well, that's true. He is coming at me like no one has before in print, but not exactly. I mean, I've seen others do the same, such as Robert Lamb and Bobby Smith and some of the others. Patrick is, he's doing his thing. That's true, but I didn't get what I wanted. I wanted a debate about a subject, which was the dealing between he and I and the snake dog. That's what I was offered to debate him about. And he wrote his opinion of me and the way that I write stories and as to who I am. He wrote his opinion of me. And then he used the dealing with snake and lied and twisted things around and twisted my stories in such a way as it's far from a debate about snake. I mean, just use some little common sense and read the story, and you'll see that he's playing the game very strong in such a way as he's trying to win over me, push me from my level on the mountain is what he's doing. He's not trying to debate me about the snake dog and our dealings with snake, but is is as far as the way that he's playing the game and writing his stories. I think. Well, let me read this letter here that I've wrote him to you and see what you can understand. Now, I'm going to send this letter to him, but I've got to go get a copy of it before I do also. But I'll read this letter to you, and then I won't have to go get a copy of it. I'll be able to just have it on this record. I'm a little slow, but I think of it every once in a while. It says, "Hello, Pat. Well, Pat, you can say, well, Pat, what can I say? You're showing yourself more than I ever could. But you and I both know and remember each deal we had over the years and the way they turned out over the years. And Pat, do you remember how I was to get a pop out of Snake and that catfish bitch y'all had out there? And Pat, you know, you never called me after Snake was stopped and asked for another dog or your money back. I know that's not true for sure, and I know it ain't true 'cause you told Bill you was just trying to get at me. Pat, you was not in California when Lou stopped Snake. You know that just like you know I was not there. But I've never said I was there. But I did get a few phone calls telling me about what happened to Snake while he was in California with Lou. Pat, I know your opinion of me as we have been dealing since you got in the game. But I don't really think much of you for putting it in print with all the lies that you're written. What I wrote was true about Lou stopping Snake, and what I wrote about you sending in a fake match report was true. And what I said about you calling me and asking me if I would condition Snake to match into art because Lou could not handle Snake was true. And what I said about you ripping David Adams off, selling him a dog that had been stopped was true. Pat, I ain't writing my opinion of you and lying in the stories I write. There was a reason I did not play my tapes and read my letters to Bill. And I do answer your questions in the next story in the Times as to why I've said no more than I have about them. But I'll let you read about that in the Times. And Pat, didn't you make that show out here when Bully Son lost? You know what happened there as well as Jerry Clemens and I know. Don't tell me your memory ain't good enough to remember that far back. Pat, I write my stories just like I seen them happen and lived them in my life. And there's a big reason I use the word truth in my stories as much as I do. And Pat, I don't claim to be no saint, nor do I compare myself to Jesus Christ. But I have taken note to the number of times I've read the words in the stories about Jesus and read the word truth many times in those stories. But I don't compare myself to Jesus like you wrote in your opinion of me. That as to Jack not claiming the story, not changing the story you wrote. Bill told me that him and Jack got a copy of the same story you wrote. And when Bill told Jack that he printed that story, Jack got all upset at him when Bill told him he printed it just like you wrote it. I wrote you and asked you about it, but you never answered my letter. Pat, in all our dealing, I can't remember ever doing you wrong, even when I dealed you the champion Hope dog. I told you he was not bred worth breeding to a bitch, and I dealed him to you dirt cheap. If I wanted to con and lie to you, I could have sold you that dog for 2,000 or so at that time, the way dogs were selling then. Do you remember me ever doing you wrong in our dealing? Well, I can name you more than one time you did me wrong in our dealing. Like the time when I dealed you Tombstone as cheap as I did, it was because I kept breeding rights, and I was to get to match him again. I kept him for a while, and then when I was not able to get him matched right away, I told you I would send him on to you so you could breed to him. Then when I got him matched, you send him back. You said okay. But when I got a match for him and sent for him, you did me wrong on the deal. I could have dealt that Tombstone dog to Don Maloney for between $15 and $2,000 cash at that time. But I wanted to match that dog again and make a pot full of money. That's why I dealed him to you the way I did. The reason, and the only reason I dealed him was because I was never able to get Don to tell me the true way Tombstone's Dane was bred. That I'll bet a bunch that Tombstone was out of one of Earl's bitches he had farmed out with Don. I know that's what caused a big fallout between Don and Earl. Earl caught Don ripping him off for some pups, and Don was selling them. That was the reason Don changed their pedigree. Tombstone was a very pure family bred dog from Earl's Yard. That's why he was such a strong stud dog and produced the way he did. That's the reason I never bred my bitches to him, was because I could not find out the truth as to the way he was bred. That I ain't writing my opinion of you. I'm writing you the truth. If you don't want to admit to what is true, well, that's up to you. But I know that you know I ain't did you wrong. And if I were to deal with you on a dog or whatever, I'd still deal fair with you. Just like I did when I dealt you Hope after the way you did me with Tombstone and Snake. That I don't forget them good years we had with each other either. We had some good fun years over the years we dealt and played the game together. Even though our friendship has reached such a point, I would still enjoy visiting and talking old times with you. Me and the Indians still visit and talk on the phone and write letters and deal videos and deal with each other. And you know the Indian as well as I do. That's life, Pat. Life's too short for a man not to have old friends to deal with. But truth is, that's about the way it gets. As one gets older, one's old friends become less and less in numbers. I've changed a lot in my years. But Pat, I'm the same Don Mayfield I've been all of my life. I really hate to read that you have such a low opinion of me and read it in print along with the rest of the game. Pat, I'll tell you my opinion of you if you want me to, but I ain't going to go about it like you have. As to what I wrote about Jack, you, Jack, Floyd, Maurice, Sonny, or whoever, it was stories that were truth that we lived together, just like the Eli dog. That's the truth how that dog came about from Floyd and I dealing together. I've also read a number of stories that you write about many of the deals you've had with different people, and you write about the good and bad deals just as I do. And you know as well as I do that the more deals you have with different ones, the more stories you have to write. That, as you know, been putting out videos in the game. The game has been showing me lots of interest in them. I'm still a good talker and storyteller, and I talk a lot of dog stories on most of the videos. A number of my friends of the 1960s and 70s have been contacting me and dealing for these videos. I ain't dealt enough of them to make any money like I was when I was breeding and dealing the dogs. I just got sickened out on tending to them stinking dogs. So I thought I would move on to a different area in the game. With me, it's still the same, but more so. Still in the game dog game 6 to 7 days a week from near sunup to sundown. Then the rest of the day my time's working around my place. I'm still here on the same place. I've dug a big water tank so I could get all of that topsoil dog stink from smelling. I dug the tank where my dog yard was. Pat, I think you would enjoy these videos. They're all different with lots of stories. The number 11 is the one I tell my stories I lived with Tombstone. It's a good one. Lots of people have interest to hear the stories of Tombstone. He was one hell of a dog and created lots of interest for stories about him. Pat, you say my ways of dealing is wrong. Well, Pat, I learned years ago that the game dog people are different, and it's best to keep a record of all of one's deals. I've always kept all the letters I ever got, and in the 1970s, I started keeping copies of the ones I wrote to the ones I deal with. And in 1970, I also started taping my phone calls and dealing on audio tape. And yes, Pat, I do still have all of that stuff. I got it boxed up all throughout my house. The Indian asked Phyllis last summer when he was here visiting, what was she going to do with all this stuff when I died? And Phyllis told him she was going to pile it up in the yard and burn it. Sonny said, no, no, don't do that. Let me buy some of it. You know the Indian, Pat. I think I let him talk me out of 10 or 20 pictures while he was here. He tried to get the one I got from you handling a bitch you got from him in a match, and I think it was around 1972. Those pictures was sent to me from someone out y'all's way. Well, Pat, I hope you don't look upon this letter in any other way than I wrote it. I'm sending it to you and telling you straight out the way I think. And I'm asking you to back me and order some of these videos. I know you will enjoy them and get your money's worth from them. On the first two, I got over 1 hour audio of Earl talking his dog stories while I show pictures of his years and his dogs on each video. If that ain't worth $35 to a game dog man, I don't know what would be. There's already a lot of copying the beginners are doing with these videos. It really cuts into my market. I need all the backing I can get with them. Let me hear from you, Pat. I would enjoy you telling me what you think. And I signed it down. Now, as you can see, Bill, there's
Remember now, he's talking to me
a
on
lot
this
of
video.
difference. We deal in the way we talk with one another. I know Pat for who he is, and uh, if, if if you want to get someone to give you their opinion of him, get in touch with Indian Sonny. He'll be more than glad to tell you his opinion of Pat. But I doubt very seriously if you would want to print it. I doubt very seriously if you would print it. But I don't care nothing about giving you my opinion of Pat, no more than I care anything about giving him my opinion of him. But as to dealing with Pat, Pat's no more different than a whole lot of people that's out there in the game today is. I mean, he's he's a lot different. Yes, he's a lot different than the other people are, but still, yeah, everybody's got some of the same thing in them that Pat's got in him.
Himmy.
And there's others that, are more standouts, different ones that's even more so like him. Uh, such as Gary Hammonds is a lot like Pat. Uh, they're both more or less into the category. You must category them and follow them in a position. You would class them as dog peddlers. And dog peddlers, there's dog dealers and there's dog peddlers. Most everyone in the game is a dog dealer, but there's only a few in the game that is a true dog peddler. And Pat is the #1 dog peddler in the game today. Uh, Now, that's not saying that you can't get some good dogs from a dog peddler. J.P. Kobe was a dog peddler. Joe Cavino was a dog peddler. But you can get some great dogs from those men. And you can get some great dogs from Pat. Pat has sold some great dogs. Pat has sold some good bred dogs. But dog peddlers, it's as if the way their lifestyle is proven and who they are is proven. It comes about after generations in such a way as time goes by and they start using their true understanding of the game that they have, then that's when they really start showing who they are. But in their first years, in their first half of the years that they play in the game, one could say, they're more or less they create a reputation from someone else's understanding, such as I would say that Tombstone came about from Earl Tudor's understanding of the game. Not my understanding of the game, not Don Maloney's understanding of the game, not Don Petronelli's understanding of the game, but from Earl Tudor's understanding of the game. The reason I say that is because the way I feel sure Tombstone was great. And, it covered a span of many years of Earl Tudor's life. So I would say that, the polio dog came about more so in a combination of Frank Fitzwater's and Earl Tudor's understanding. And Maurice Carver, and myself, and Bud Womack, and some of the people in this area that sort of bred that family together and brought that family together from what we seen and understood as two good families of dogs, and being able to put them together, it created a different style of dogs that was the head fighting dogs. It created some head fighting dogs with that old goldie dog of Fitzwater's. And the way we crossed it around in there and then kept breeding it back to Earl's family, it created a different individual kind of family of dogs, which come about being the Boleo family, the Boleo dog. And a number of different ones that you'll I've already read some about and heard about that some people was splitting up and didn't know they all belonged to a certain family. But see, those dogs, even that general dog I had, a lot of people don't understand it, but that general dog was what would be considered the purest bred dog, one of the purest bred dogs of that family, of that cross and that family, although it has most all of Tudor's purest dogs in there. But the way he was bred, if you study his pedigree, you'll see that he was created from that cross and then kept going back to Tudor's purest dogs, back to Tudor's purest dogs on every generation or so there. It would be back to Tudor's purest dogs. And so you could more or less, when you get to understanding it, you could see how he was the purest of that family. Well, that's the same family as Butcher Boy, as Miss Spike, as Liz, as Boleo, and a number of those dogs, Seek, a number of those well-known dogs of that family. Well, that's it's more or less the same thing as the alligator family because it was in Fitzwater's yard, and we call it Fitzwater, but still, again, it was basically bred from the Leitner dogs and some of the Colby dogs. And we call it Fitzwater because old Frank had that Goldie dog that just started being called that. But read you this letter there so that you can understand where I stand with that as to no, I don't want none of it business of call it arguing on paper. I see a debate as two different people or a number of different people debating a subject, not arguing on paper, and such as that. That to me, that's there's no way I see that he accepted my challenge that I put down there. And I didn't actually challenge him. I just let him know in that story because you asked me not to print that other story. And I told you, that's fine, good, send it back to me and we won't print it. And I don't really care to get into that uh, style of argument with St. Patrick no more than I do anyone else. But I will have to admit that sometimes it does have the power in it to create a good story to come out of my head when I write a story. Such as this story that I want to send you just as soon as I get a copy of it. I'm not going to put this on video because I want to get a copy of it. And it's a 50-pager. It's a 50-page story. It took me over 10 hours to write. And the name of the story is a story about a lot of game dog dealing that's taken place over years in the game. And it's a story about Earl Tudor talking about all the dog dealing that he had. Uh, it tells about dog stealing. It tells about all kinds of different areas in the game. Stories that he used to just tell me over a period of time. These are stories that he's told me over a period of time that I've taken and put in one story. We didn't sit down one day and he told me all of this. He told me this in letters. He told me this in telephone calls. He told me this when we sit down and talk. And he told me about different things, different parts of this. But I've taken it and put it all together in one story. Now you tell me that you want a 25-page story in hand. Well, like I say, this is a 50-page story, but this is such a story. And I believe you can cut it at about the 29 page. There, page 29 is a place where I wrote to cut half the story. And then print the other half in the next issue. I believe this would by far be my choice of the next story that you print from me, as to it will fit in the magazine at this time. As far as me dropping out on having anything to say to Pat for 16 weeks, well, if anybody needs to smolder, I think that's the way you put it. I think it's Pat. Uh, but I don't feel right about not having something to say about it in the next issue as to the way he cut at me and the way he put me down so much. I don't think it would be right for me to just drop it. Uh, I mean, the way I see it, that would leave a very poor opinion to other people as to what I've wrote in the past, what I've had to say about the matter. And then after he puts something in on print like that, and then I just don't have anything to say back to it, I don't think that would be right. But in this story, the first page, and maybe the second page, the first two pages in hand, it just about tells all that needs to be said as to what Pat wrote. And of course, there's a few things throughout the story where that I will say more or less towards in the last half of the story, where I will say, Pat, this is what I meant by this or that or something like that, and relating in such a way as he can understand and the game can understand too. I don't have no heart on Pat. I mean, I haven't got nothing to try to square with it. He knows where our dealing stands, and he knows how he and I feel. I don't think I mentioned in that letter, but I sold him that Hope dog for $500 when he called here and wanted to buy a champion dog out of my nigger dog. I told him, yeah, I had a champion I'd sell him. And as a matter of fact, that that day or the next day, I was fixing to take the dog down to the ditch in the killing ground and put him down. And when Pat called, and I didn't want to fool with the dog no more. He had one or two fights left in him, but I didn't want to fool with him. His teeth was real bad, and he was just a hard dog to condition. He was a hard dog to doctor. He wasn't bred worth a darn to use it to breed a bitch with. And I told Pat, I said, Pat, let me tell you something. I said, I'll sell you this dog, and he is a champion dog. I've won 3 matches with him. I said, but I wouldn't breed a bitch to him no way. I said, he's not worth breeding to. I said, but I'll let you have the dog for 500. And he said, 500? You'll sell a champion dog for 500? And at that time, I could have got 2,000 for him with just a little con and just a little, this and that with him. But I don't deal like that. And I had already had 2 deals with Pat. If I would have wanted to have stuck it to him, I could have. But I didn't really have the reason to at that time of where we was at and dealing at that time. Now, it could have been that I could have got to another point with Pat, and yes, I would have maneuvered it in such a way as where things came out in a little different way, which actually I think it did. I think it worked out in such a way as he has more or less showed himself so much after our years of dealing and the way we deal and everything. And he has created things that has showed his true self, just like I told him in the beginning of that letter there to him. Let's see, what did it say? It said, well, Pat, what can I say? You're showing yourself more than I ever could. I think that's what he's doing. Back to your letter here. Uh, you say you'd like to something about printing the story of the Oklahoma kid. Well, that's a good story, but I don't think that's a story that has got a lot of jive in it that no one really understands but me and a few others. Although it's got a whole lot of good, interesting truth in it for other people too. But I think this story here that I just wrote is a better story for you to use in such a way as you also say that you you're gonna put Dabo, you want to put Dabo on the next cover with his 8th-generation pedigree. Like I told you in the other video, Bill, you need to really put some thought into your cover and into such things as an 8th-generation pedigree. You're talking about putting Dabo, a dog that has, sure, he's one of the most talked about dogs in the game, but his pedigree has been printed in near every magazine that's ever been put in print. His pedigree has been put in print more than any dog that's ever been in the game. Now, for you to take it and reprint it, I don't think that's really what you want to do. A picture of him would be great because there's so few pictures of Dabo. I still have a couple of pictures of him that's never been put in print that I've been holding back on for myself. And, and I'm not going to send them out. But I do have a number of them that has been put in print that I've loaned out to different people, such as Richard Stratton, and I think I might have put one in the digest or sent some to Holland, and those has been put in print several times. I still have some of those. But Tybo is a dog that came along when Tybo was a dog that had like almost owned like 39 dogs in Tybo's pedigree of heritage. He came along in 1951 after Earl had been in the game near 35 years. All right, now think about this. Think about putting a dog on your cover that has been put in print only a very few times. Very few pictures has ever been put in print. Uh, and her pedigree has never been.
I'm right here, man, listening.
This is a female that Earl had was bred in the around late 60s after he had been in the game over 50 years. He'd been in the game over 50 years. Uh, uh, yeah, right around 50 years. Right around 50 years. Maybe a little less, but maybe a little over. I'd have to just figure it right out. But I'm talking about the female spook. Now, this was a female that had bred in his yard. It's several more dogs bred like her, but she was one of the very purest bred dogs that he had bred over his years in the game. Now, in her pedigree of heritage, 446 dogs that Earl owned is in her heritage. Well, now it wasn't 446 different dogs. It was like maybe 50 dogs that shows up, 50 different dogs that shows up 446 different times in her heritage. Now, think about printing an 8th-generation pedigree of that. I mean, and this is a bitch that he bred there on his yard, and she's also the dame of without a doubt, the greatest pig dog that's ever been in the game up until this time. And that
No,
was the
he couldn't
Javelina.
contact him.
Now,
Nobody contacted him.
no one knows about. Uh, but
Well, nobody knows them people there.
Just like he was responsible for Diabo and so many other great dogs in the game.
No, that Nazareth.
Generations would show up. It would show some of the great dogs.
Oh, that shoe dog comes from Dean Hudson, man.
Would show the great outstanding dogs through those years that many people have read and heard about, such as the nigger dog, such as the spike dog, the Jeff dog, the black widow bitch, just numbers of those dogs are all through her pedigree. And it'll give some your readers something that they've never seen before. If you print Diabo's pedigree in there, they're gonna say, "Oh well, yeah, there's Diabo. I've read this pedigree hundreds of times." In other words, they've studied that pedigree until they've just about studied it out in such a way. But if you put a dog like Spooky's in and show this in such a way as you know, short story about who she was, in other words, to go on the inside cover, like you did about Homer. Well, not exactly like that one about Homer. But, can you understand my thoughts? In other words, what I'm saying on this, we're talking about a different level that you're going to show there that's going to grab the people in a way of where I think you get good feedback from it. I think you get good feedback from it. Now, uh, let's see here. As to the other people that's wanting to write stories about Texas and Maurice Carver, well, I believe it would do you. I believe you'll do better by letting other people write stories that way than just letting me do it.
Pardon me, man.
To express the different people's stories in in your magazine in such a way as where that it won't be coming from just one individual. In other words, let the story such as, let me explain it to you. 10 different stories from 10 different people about one person, such as Maurice Carver, will all be different in such a way as they can all be the true stories, but they'll all be different. And I believe that will be good for your readers. I believe they will enjoy that more so than having one story or different stories about Maurice Carver wrote by one person. In other words, let me explain to you like this. Stories from Jerry Holcomb about Maurice Carver is going to be altogether different than stories about Maurice Carver from me. Stories from Gary Hammonds about Maurice Carver is going to be altogether different than stories from Jerry or from me. In other words, a story from a different one, and I don't think you're going to have any of your writers writing as long of a stories as I write. I have a different style of story writing, and as to the other writers in the game. You know, they write shorter stories. I write longer stories. It's not to say one story is any better than the other, but it's just to say it's different styles of writing is what it is. Um, uh, I really hate to, uh, let's see, you say we win a match over in Ireland. Yeah, a lot of those, people over there have, got some dogs that are outcrossed as families and everything. They really cross those dogs up in England. The man I was dealing with, he really crossed those dogs up, and what it was, he had such a high demand for them that he bred them to every female he could gather up. He even bred them to Staffordshire females and everything, and was dealing the pups all out in the game. And they've uh, they've they've really done good over there in such a way as they've done a lot of action, but their understanding of breeding is going back to the same point that they've proven before when they bred about the Staffordshire breed as their English breed, and they're taking it back to that again. Uh, the that Jensen Spike dog, well, you know how that dog was bred. And they even crossed most of that out because the reason they crossed it out was because that they didn't know exactly how that dog was bred. And then when they go to breeding that dog back to what they thought it was bred like, such as the Rufus stuff from Gary Hammonds's and the Eli stuff that he put on the pedigree and everything, when they go to breeding that stuff more like in that direction, it's going to create more outcrossing. So their dogs over a period of time when they think that they're breeding some good alligator bred families of dogs there, it's gonna it's gonna fade away in a way of it's gonna create more outcrossing and more outcrossing over the generations of time. Now you mentioned to me once before that Fritz knew the breeding of that Spike dog. I think he did know, but he didn't. He still doesn't have enough understanding to be able to breed it in the way it should be bred. But that Spike dog was like that general dog in such a way as that Spike dog was one of the purest bred dogs of the alligator family. See, the alligator family and the Bolio, the General, the Miss Spike, and all that family, they was a whole lot of this very much alike in such a way as they was bred from more of the Leitner and Tudor dogs. But the alligator family, they didn't have those Colby dogs in there like the other family had, the Zeke family of them had. But the alligator family was, it was a strong family of dogs, real strong family of dogs. And the The spike dog that Fritz had over there, that dog was one of the purest bred dogs of that family. It was one of the purest bred dogs of that alligator family. It was where that we kept going back to Tudor's yard, to the purest dogs from Tudor's yard. King Tut dog, which was the sire of the spike dog, and the bitch that Gary sent down to Louisiana. I forget her name. But that King Tut dog was a dog that in his pedigree, in his heritage, there was like, now this is coming off the top of my head, but I would think that I'm pretty close to right. I would say probably like 800 dogs that belonged to Earl Tudor is in his heritage. Now maybe it wasn't but about 60 dogs, 60 different dogs, but they was in his heritage in different places over and over again. And then when I bred him to that bitch of the alligator family, it just brought that spike dog up as being one of the purest dogs of the alligator family. This is a part of breeding that is it can be confusing to a lot of people, but it's so simple to understand. As the more they hear about it, the more they'll be able to understand it very easy, like in a way of it. It doesn't take a whole lot of understanding to be able to understand it when you've got someone to explain it to. It's one of those types of things. Once you hear it explained to you, it becomes very easy to understand. And when you see it on pedigrees, when you see it on type, in print, in front of you to the read, after you've heard what I'm telling you, now this is where it's going to come out so clear to everyone in video number 14, because I explain all this and I show a pedigree and I explain it to the people on the video in such a way as it'll become very clear to them, very clear to them. Uh, I'm glad to see that you run uh, your picking with the respect that you show here. No place shouldn't have any trouble. You shouldn't allow any drunks and loud talking and arguments to take place at any event. We used to be real strict with it around Petside, but it did take place. But today and time, I can see as that would be a problem. Uh, Weldon was telling me so much about what all's out there in the day and time, because he's been pretty well going to a lot of the events and everything, and he was telling me how the people had just outright changed. They just changed so very much it's pitiful. And I can see where that might be a problem. But I'm glad to see that you think along that line. Uh, I think to see that you have to go to work, but 12 grand in the hole will make a lot of people go to work and get them a job. But man, it is just absolutely sickening to pick up that Times and to see that you've got no advertisement. It makes me sick to know that the game is giving you so little backing. I mean, I just that's hard for me to understand. You need to get behind your desk and get to writing. You need to write people like Ken Allen. Of course, I know you talk to Ken Allen regularly, but you need to tell him, Ken, put some advertisement in here in some way or another, you know, to give you some backing in such a way as you need to get more advertising in your magazine. And more advertising will create more advertising for you. But it's easy to see the only some of the only advertisements you got are the people that is writing for you and helping you in that area, such as myself. And anyone can tell and know that we're dealing together, you know. But you need some backing with some cash. You need some backing. You need some people to advertise and pay you some money and knock down on this cost. You don't have any business being this far behind. I mean, you know, you, you, you're here just about a year now, you say. The anniversary issue's coming out. Um, the expense of, I think you could even think more about, you know, the quality of your magazine in a sense of, sure, it's great to have that color picture and, you know, high quality paper and all of that, but I think you can let that part come a little later, you know. I think you need to get to walking good before you go to running. Such a way as, you know, think more about what's in your magazine as to the quality of paper you put it on and the quality of the color pictures and what all. Now, like I told you last time, that that much you put on the front, your cover up is such a nice magazine. I can't understand that way of thinking. Now that tornado bitch, I don't care. I don't know how she's bred. I don't know how they say she's bred or anything else. But you can look at that dog and see she was a quality dog. You can see that she's got some good breeding in her. You can see that she's a real nice dog, something that everybody would be proud to own. All right, your honey bunch. I think it was honey bunch that was on one of your covers. There's another quality dog. I mean, you know, you can see that. A person can see that. Won't know how she was bred, and I would almost bet that she ain't bred like her paper shows she's bred. The dog that from the Snake Man. There's another quality dog. You can see that he is a nice dog. That's a nice cover. In other words, as far as the way the dog's bred, it's a bunch of crap. You know, but you can see a real that I'm sure was, you know, a dog that anybody would be proud to own. But